Oh, what's going down, Commanders? I just wanted to I've probably made a video about this a number of times before, but with Sector Breach Fast approaching, coming this Friday, I feel Kixeye are excluding more and more players from playing this event, and it's getting to the point where there's probably more players not playing this event than actually are playing this event, and it makes no sense to me. It literally boggles my mind. They was happy to give away some of the units over the Christmas period, either with the Xmas gifts or the free update packs, and they're still being tight with the units in Blood Forum exchange. With the only good unit that's probably going to get replaced this Friday is the Spartans, and it just boggles my mind that they're not putting units into this exchange. I wouldn't even put it in the exchange, to be fair. I would put them in there for medals. They've give the units away. They've literally give Warlord John away for free just before Christmas, and that they can't put them into the Blood for exchange, so that people can actually buy the unit, get the tokens for him. And Lightbringers outdated now. No point even putting them in there in the exchange at this point. It needs to be a more up-to-date unit. It needs to be choppers and the ogres. And another thing that's really fucking blown my mind, I've had to load a mini up because I own them all. I do every event and I collect everything as best I can. But when you're looking at these texts, it doesn't tell you what unit it's for. So especially for a new player or a returning player, when you're looking at this, you're thinking, well, what do I buy? None of them have got a description to say what unit it's for. I think even if you click on them, it doesn't tell you. No, it doesn't tell you what unit it's for, so it's a guessing game. They have to go on and ask people. They shouldn't have to do this, by the way. They have to go on and ask people what tech goes for what. It makes no sense. I suppose there is another way around it. I suppose you can go into the workshop, but it's long-winded. And you can only go into the workshop if you own the units itself. So you'll never know until you've got the unit what tech you've got to buy. Heroic charge, and I just don't get it from Kixeye. I don't understand it. It boggles my mind that they want a big percentage of the game not playing Sector Breach. Surely to earn more customers, or maybe a new customer or a handful of new customers, you would keep this up to date within the premise of PvP. And there's another thing they've missed as well. Is the missions. These should be paying out, especially the PvP missions. Why is it for medals? They said they was going to keep this up to date. You get medals, and this last one you can earn a bit of blood for him. But why can't you earn some of the units for PvP? This is exactly what these missions should be designed for, to give out PvP units. You do so many bases, you get X amount of units. Another one could be, you do so many bases, you get X amount of tech. So that you're keeping the players engaged in PvP. You're then got a chance of getting a customer. They're so narrow-minded with this Sector Breach that they believe that people are going to coin it. They're going to pay for the new unit. But you're not going to get a new player or a returning player. Look at the offer for PvP, 600-700 coin to get a couple of the units and some tokens. They're not going to do that. You've got to give them an incentive to fucking play PvP or do the Sector Breach bases so they can play PvP. If there's no incentive, they're lost. They've got no choice but to sit there and do nothing for the next weekend. It just throws me, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why would you try to remove a big part of your player base and say, well, if you ain't got the units, tough shit. Get on with it. As a business, it makes no sense to me. And then they put out questionnaires. What do we need to do to make the game better? What features would you want? Give the players a chance to get the basic units to be able to play the events. That's the feature you need to put into the game. If you're taking away from the players, you're not going to earn a customer through taking or keeping stuff behind a paywall. The players need to be able to get the units to understand the units. Then they can make an educated guess and say, well, I enjoyed this unit. I might put a few bucks into the game and maybe purchase some tokens, maybe purchase some more units. But without the incentive, the actual basics of the game in their hands, people ain't going to coin. I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't coin it. If they was keeping it behind a paywall every single time I done an event, like Sector Breach, you wouldn't get me coining it. I don't coin it anyway, so it's not here or there. But I don't understand the logic in all this. It's very poor from Kixeye, very, very poor, that they can't update the gear store and bring the PvP units within a time frame where the PvP units are still of use. The Lightbringers are not of much use anymore. They're basically fillers for a platoon. They're not. You wouldn't put a full squad of Lightbringers into a PvP base or into PvP anymore. You just wouldn't do it. So the next one is choppers and then ogres, which should have been in the event a month, 2 months ago, and a month ago. A month after the event, in my head, a month after that unit comes out, not the next, or 2 months, call it, the following month, it should be in the gear store available to purchase. You know, so many of them, get so many of them. I reckon at least a level 10 and half the amount that you've got to purchase in the for the max capacity. So it's half the units plus level 10, giving them a chance to be able to play the event, enjoy the game, and then you might make a bit of cash off the player when they're enjoying themselves. When people ain't enjoying themselves, why would they coin? Why would you coin if you're not? I'm not enjoying myself right now, and I'm not coining. Because the information that I've posted about the cheats, the hacks, and everything else, is out there for Kixeye to look into. They got all of it. But all they was interested in was giving me a 2-hour ban to like, look, we're going to sort you out if you carry on. That's pathetic. Not, we are looking into this, by the way. We are trying to sort this fiddler script and all that bollocks out. No, they're not. They're only interested in ripping players off for silly amounts of money for units that are only good for a couple of months. The only thing they're interested in. And by the way, this new unit's going to render. I don't think it's going to render Spartans necessarily out of date. I think it's going to render the Lightbringers out of date. You're not going to put Lightbringers into a PvP tune anymore. I think Spartans, because of their fire rate, they're a better choice over the Lightbringers. Be interesting to see, because they really need to be strong to be able to get into a base now with the way PvP is. And obviously, Kixeye always restrict the units, so they're good, but they're not good enough unless you put the coin boost on, unless you're doing 100 coin every 6 hours. That's basically the motto of Kixeye now. They've found a way to massively increase their income for PvP, and that's another reason why I refuse to engage in PvP right now. But I'm not going to keep waffling on, guys. I do apologise, a bit of a rant video, but I think Kixeye need to listen. They asked a question. There was a question that popped up. It was a screenshot. I don't know if it was real or not. But there was a big essay of what features would you like in the game and all that bollocks. Whatever we tell Kixeye, like the features we'd like or the things that we'd like to be put into the game where we can get an easier way to play how to play an event, they're going to twist it to a point where it's not the original fucking idea from the player that's answered the question. That's the way Kixeye work. It's always twisted to a point where they can make a maximum amount of money out of it, and that shouldn't be the case, especially with Sector Breach, especially with PvP. You're earning enough money off PvP with the gold boosts. You don't need to keep fucking putting everything behind a massive paywall. You just don't. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I said that 5 minutes ago. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to leave it with you guys. You discuss. I can't stand it. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.